Gospel Road. We're going to look at Hebrews 12 this week. It says, "Therefore, since we are surrounded by so great a cloud of witnesses, let us also lay aside every weight and sin which cling so closely. And let us run with endurance the race that is set before us, looking to Jesus, the founder and the protector of our faith, who, for the joy that was set before him, endured the cross, despising the shame, and is seated at the right hand of the throne of God. Consider him who endured from sinners such hostility against himself, so that you may not grow weary or faint-hearted. In your struggle against sin, you have not yet resisted to the point of shedding your blood. And have you forgotten the exhortation that addresses you as sons? My son, do not regard lightly the discipline of the Lord, nor be weary when reproved by him. For the Lord disciplines the one he loves, and chastises every son who receives him. It is for discipline that you have to endure. God is treating you as a son. For what son is there whom his father does not discipline? If you were left without discipline, in which all have participated, then you are an illegitimate child and not sons. Besides this, we have heard earthly fathers who disciplined us, and we respected them. Shall we not much more be subject to the Father of spirits and live? For they discipline us for a short time, as it seemed best to them, but he disciplines us for our good, that we may share his holiness. For the moment all discipline seems painful rather than pleasant, but later it yields the peaceful fruit of righteousness to those who have been trained by it. Therefore, lift your drooping hands and strengthen your weak knees, and make straight paths for your feet, so that what is lame may be put on a joint, but rather be healed. Strive for peace with everyone, and for the holiness without which no one will see the Lord. See to it that no one fails to obtain the grace of God, that no root of bitterness springs up and causes trouble, and by it may be defiled, that no one is sexually immoral or unholy like Esau, who sold his birthright for a single meal. For you know that afterward, when he desired to inherit the blessing, he was rejected. For he found no chance to repent, though he sought it with tears. For you have not come to what may be touched, a blazing fire and darkness and gloom and a tempest and the sound of a trumpet and a voice whose words made the hearers beg that no further messages be spoken to them. For they could not endure the order that was given. If even a beast touches a mountain, it shall be stoned. Indeed, so terrifying was the sight that Moses said, I tremble with fear. But you have come to Mount Zion and to the city of the living God, the heavenly Jerusalem, and to innumerable angels in festal gathering, and to the assembly of the firstborn who are enrolled in heaven, and to God, the judge of all, and to the spirits of righteousness made perfect, and to Jesus, the mediator of a new covenant, and to the sprinkled blood that speaks a better word than the blood of Abel. See that you do not refuse him who is speaking. For if they did not escape when they refused him who warned them on earth, much less will we escape if we reject him who warns from heaven. And at that time his voice shook the earth. But now he has promised, yet once more I will shake not only the earth, but also the heavens. This phrase, yet once more, indicates the removal of things that are shaken, that is, things that have been made, in order that the things that cannot be shaken, they may remain. Therefore, let us be grateful for receiving a kingdom that cannot be shaken, and thus let us offer to God acceptable worship with reverence and awe, for our God is a consuming fire. Hebrews 12. Enduring the race. This last week was a enduring race for me, let me tell you. It was rough. We moved to new studios, and I think we had a problem almost every single day. Plus working the second job. So it was a long week. Then I had a wedding reception last night. Oh, I'll be honest, I am dragging today. Very much so. Those late nights, there are some people that can still do those. I mean, I know some guys, they are older than I am, and they are good at that. I will be honest, I cannot handle those late nights anymore. But we keep pushing forward to endure that race, to keep trying to get to that finish line, to keep pushing our way through. You know, you're running that race to be a champion, to win, to better yourself, to make yourself stronger. I mean, that's why we hear about, going to the gym and working out and, exercising for that endurance to make us stronger. And I am not that strong. I have a body and a head that can prove that right now. But these are things that we just deal with every day. But it's, again, trying to, help others to be strong, to be better, to really, be the best that we can be. Again, it's being better today than we were yesterday. Being better tomorrow than we are today. Verse 14, it says, strive for peace with everyone, and for the holiness without which no one will see the Lord. Strive for peace. When you're running that race and you're trying to hold that, keep that endurance strong, you're still trying to keep peace with those that are racing around you. You're passing them. You're certainly not, unless you're a real piece of work, it's not like you're passing the other runners and tripping them. You're focusing on that endurance for you to keep pushing forward, to be stronger, to keep making your way to the end. It's not every man, woman for themselves, even though we hear about that a lot with the zombie apocalypse. It's always being able to, run faster than whoever you're with. I've heard that for bear stories too. But that's being in peace. I have not seen peace. I don't know if I could say ever. And right now it's even worse than even the unrestlessness that I saw when I was younger. It's even worse now of the fighting and the bickering that's happening between people at work. It's not how we're supposed to live. That's not how we are supposed to be. We need to be better. We need to do better. And how are you doing that? What are you doing to be the best that you can be, to really make your way? These are things that, again, we have to be aware of, that we have to think about. And we're not to stir up issues. We're not to stir up quarrels. We're not to antagonize one another. Again, strive for peace. Living together in harmony, being there for one another, loving one another with, God's unconditional love, his everlasting love. That's what they say. They know we are Christians by our love. They're going to know, because it doesn't matter what the person next to you thinks, feels, but you're going to love them and you're going to help them. You're going to encourage them. You're going to exhort them. You're going to help them to be a better person, a better worker, a better family member, brother, sister, parent, grandparent. Hebrews 12. Read that. How does it help you? What does it give you as you're making that straight path? As it said in there, of making straight paths for your feet. Lift your drooping hands, strengthen your weak knees. Keep pushing forward. Again, Hebrews 12, read that for yourself today. As I always encourage every time I share on the gospel road. And if you enjoyed this, be sure to share with others on social media. Always appreciate that. You can find me on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and My Buddy Jimmy, TikTok as well. Also on YouTube at My Buddy Jimmy 101. Find all the other podcasts and little things that I do with my word of the days, or I'll actually be posting some photos here pretty soon from the reception that happened last night. Thank you for listening. I started this so many years ago. I mean, it was like 2008, I think. So what, 13 years ago? Almost 14 years ago? And it was just things that were in my head. It was just to get them out. And then people listened, which, I appreciated and I wasn't expecting. I'm grateful for that and thankful, very thankful for that. Hebrews 12. Thank you for listening to the Gospel Road. Have a great day. God bless.
Spinal adjustments provided by Dr. Chad Rolfson. The Spinal Tuning Chiropractic Center is a Des Moines area low flat fee per month unlimited chiropractic care practice. When life happens, just adjust. Schedule today at spinaltuning.com.
If you're looking for help with software, app, web development, be sure to check out my friends at ingenuitycompany.com. They believe in their clients. Software development, app development, web development, visioning, design thinking, diagramming, organizational development, strategy. They can help you at the Ingenuity Company. Find out more at ingenuitycompany.com. Barbecue provided by Kenny's Rib Wagon, catering ribs for your pleasure and serving daily at Plaza Pub, 62nd and Douglas in Des Moines, across from Merle Hay Mall. Find Kenny's Rib Wagon on Facebook.
The Jimmy Olsen Radio Network.